Perfect. We look forward to seeing you later on today. We'll have your room ready, and we'll drop you a text when your room is ready to be checked into. Oh, hi there. You must be here to check in today. Sorry about that, I was just on the phone with another client. So, welcome to our luxury hotel. As you can see, this is the lobby, so this is where we're going to be checking you in. All I'm going to need from you to begin with is a few details so we can get you checked in and we can find your reservation. Perfect. So I can just have your first name, please. And your surname or your last name, whichever you prefer to say. Perfect. We just need a date of birth as well. It'll just make it a lot easier because obviously some people have the exact same name. Really good. So, it says here that you are booked in for a king size room for 4 nights and with a late checkout on the 5th day. So, after the 4th night. Is that correct? Perfect. So, that's sorted for you there. So we'll give you a little breakdown of what your room's going to be. So, it's a king-size bed, obviously, with a ensuite bathroom in the room. That's a shower with a bath, if you prefer to have a bath while you're here to relax a little bit more. And then a TV. You got a little fridge. Not a mini bar. We don't do mini bars in this hotel. Obviously, it's luxury, so you can just call room service if there's anything that you require that you don't have in your room. But I find a fridge is always really nice when you're away, just so you can bring anything back out from you and put in the fridge, like some water or any other drinks, or some snacks to keep yourself for your lunch in the week and stuff like that, if you're not going out and getting food. And then it has your usual amenities, so you've got an iron if you need it, a hairdryer, a trouser press, which a lot of people don't really use anymore, but obviously if you want your trousers to look really straight, clean, not wrinkled for any big occasions you have coming up, it will be good to use for that as well. And then you've got also a kettle in the room if you wish to have any hot drinks, so any teas, coffees, or anything you may need hot water for throughout your stay. There is soaps and conditioners, shampoos available in the bathroom of your room if you wish to use them. Obviously, a lot of people sometimes bring their own because they have certain preferences, but if you want to use our own, they're ready in the room for you to use. Perfect. So that's your room details. Is there anything else you'd like to know about the room before we move on? It's on the 15th floor, so one of our higher up floors. Usually the better rooms the higher up you go, and we're a 25 floor hotel, so you're about in the middle somewhere, just over halfway. So you've got probably one of the more luxury rooms within the hotel. Would you like me to have a look for any upgrades for you while you're here? Because we may be able to offer you a free upgrade on your room, so that you can have an even better stay. Because sometimes we have some rooms set up for people that either don't show and we're not going to be able to sell them, so we might be able to upgrade you for free to another room, either on a higher floor and with a bit more room if you prefer that. Yes, of course, I can look at that for you. Give me a minute or so and I'll just check through the system for you. It says here there is an upgrade available, but these are apparently ones reserved for our loyalty members. Do you have a loyalty? You're part of our loyalty scheme for this hotel. It's where you gather points for each stay you get, and they can total up to either a free stay or a free treatment in our spa, or even things such as a sort of deal on your meal in the rooftop bar we have here. You are perfect. Again, let me just look up those details for you. So I've got your first and last name. Have you got a membership number that you can give me? Because that will make the process a lot quicker for you and me. Perfect. Let me just get that down. So looking for you. Let me have a little look. Perfect, I found you. So, in that case, you're definitely available for a free upgrade if you're happy to me to do that for you. That will move you up to a suite currently. So that just means you have more than one room because you're already on our second highest tier of room with your king size room. So this would include a separate sort of lounge area where you'd have a sofa, a couple of sofas, a television, so you can watch television, relax while you're here instead of having to lay in your bed all the time. And it does have a small kitchen as well, so if you were not wanting to use the facilities within the hotel or within the town, you're more than happy to bring stuff back and cook for yourself in the comfort of your own room. So that's the main difference, is you still have your ensuite bathroom, your king-size bed. You do have a balcony / terrace you can go onto as well, which oversees the whole town and mainly the old town as well, so you get the nice old historic buildings you can look over. And that is on the 21st floor, so not quite the top floor, but the top floor 25 is our rooftop bar. So obviously there's no one able to stay that high up. Would you like me to put that through for you? Brilliant. Let me just... Perfect, there we go. That's all been sorted, so you've now been upgraded to for no charge, of course, to one of our suites. So that's pretty much the check-in process gone through. Would you like me to run you through what facilities we have available on site here for you? Are you planning on venturing out of the hotel at all, or are you very much someone who's going to stay here and use all the amenities we offer? A little bit both. I do find that's the best way to experience a holiday. Go out and see some culture, but also have some nice relaxing times in the facilities the hotel offer. So let me run you through our facilities in the hotel. So we have a shop on site, which is souvenirs, clothes, and a little bit of food and drink. So like your basic like soft drinks and a few bits of alcohol for when the bar isn't open. That's open 24 hours. So if you ever need a drink at all, you can just pop down, or maybe like a snack, like some crisps or some chocolate. It takes you at any part of night, you can always pop down and get them. And we have like clothes if you don't have any clothes, or you have a reason you need to buy more. Either a change of weather or an accident, so that's open all hours. That's always manned by either someone from reception or one of the shop staff, depending on the time of the day. And then also on site, as I did say earlier, we have got a spa, so that's a pool. We've got a sauna, and that's sort of the spa complex. There is a gym, but that is not necessarily part of the spa complex, but obviously it's still leisure. But there is swimming you can do, obviously. You can just sit and relax on the edge of the pool. We've got sun lounges. We do have an outdoor pool as well with sun lounges if you want to sit outside in a nice day and just enjoy the sun. As well as that, the sauna is split into male and female saunas, so obviously if you're here with someone you have to split into your independent saunas, but that's just for everyone's safety, because sometimes mixed saunas and areas like that can be a little bit intimidating for people. So I know that can be a little bit annoying, but we have that at the front of everyone's mind of making sure everyone's safe and feels safe when they're on holiday, because you don't want anything to make you feel on edge while you're away. You want to be relaxing. We do offer a massage service as well that you can book, either, I said, using points that you've accrued through the loyalty membership, or just going through the app and booking and paying for as you would any other service. We do couples massages, we do single massages, we do like your sort of sweetest massages, most massages will do. And even part of the gym complex, you can get a sports massage if you are an athlete or someone who's having a break and you just need to get those knots out of your muscles. So if there's anything you'd like there, I can either book that for you now, or we can wait until you've settled in, and you can always book it in through the app, or come back down to me and book it in if you wish. No, perfectly fine to leave that for now. It's a lot better to get acquainted with the area first and what you're going to do and your plans. So that moves us on to the gym. We do have a fully state-of-the-art gym on site, so that is treadmills, stairmasters, cross trainers, bikes, air bikes, which are the ones usually, I think they're called air bikes, they use your hands and feet at the same time. And there are machines, so you can get all your cardio in, you can train for your high roxes, you can train for your events, anything you want to do. So that's our main machines. And then also we have the weight machines, which are your not assisted machines, but the simple machines where you put the pin into the weight and either like leg press. We've got the leg press, we've got the abductor, the adductor. We've got anything you could really need for weight machines. I'm not going to list every single one of them, but realistically, if there's a machine that you're going to need, we're probably going to have it in our gym. And then we do have a little sort of functional area where you can do sled pushes, jumping, calisthenics, anything really that is away from the free weights or the machines that you use your body weight for, or is more of a functional activity. And then we have a huge free weight area with benches, squat racks, hack squat machines, any sort of rack or free weight that you could think of. Again, we offer that, even just benches for dumbbells and bits and pieces like that. So that's our gym. And then on the very top floor, as I did mention, we do have a sky bar, which overlooks the whole of the city. And it overlooks especially the old town, which is very beautiful of an evening, especially under a sunset, because you've got the old sort of medieval Victorian architecture. I know they're different eras, but you catch my point, where you can just see all across the old town, the colours of the buildings all differ, so it's not just a bland colour, you get the lovely skyline across the old town especially over to the river, which again, when the sun's shining on it at sunset, is, even on sunrise, is beautiful, because we do offer breakfast up there as well if you like breakfast, but we can move on to that in a minute. But that's really our main facilities that we offer here. So I did mention breakfast. Have you booked in for breakfast, or would you like me to book you in now, or do you plan to get breakfast out and about? Because you can always, again, come down and let me know what days you would like breakfast. Because we're not one of these hotels that make you book in breakfast for the whole week. You can book it per night, so you can have a couple of hours of breakfast. And then you can also go out, feel free to go out early, have a wander around the area and grab some local cuisine for breakfast, or grab something on the go while you're seeing the sights. Perfect, that's fine. I'll put you down for a couple of nights of breakfast. All you need to do is take your breakfast vouchers, which will be sent to you on the app, to the Sky Bar between 6 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. and they will scan that. You'll be able to enter in and enter the breakfast buffet and have whatever you want, really. You don't have to take from the buffet, you can also order from your table, and some things are cooked and not put in the buffet, obviously. So that's up to you. Now, have you planned any activities for your stay here? Because we do have a few recommendations for you that we partner with other businesses throughout the area to make sure that we can offer you a good time while you're staying here with us. So, as we're in a city, you have got the Old Town River, which has a sunset cruise. It does have cruises all time of day, but I would highly recommend the sunset cruise, because you can get a lovely skyline, especially the weather we have at the moment, and I believe that's supposed to be like it for most of this week. You can get a lovely view of the town and the sort of surroundings of the town while the sun's setting. I would recommend trying to book on for the between 7:30 and 8:30 cruise, because that's when the sun's starting to set. You have the lovely colours in the sky, which you'll really light up the skyline behind the castle. So you have a lovely view up at the castle with the lovely skyline behind it. And as well as that, obviously, then you can see the old town and the clock towers and the bridge and everything like that, with a lovely scenery behind it instead of just a blue sky is nice, but I think the pink and orangey skies at night are the best backdrop for any sightseeing. And that comes out at only about €10 per person. So I can book that for you now, or again we can book it later. But I would highly recommend you book that any time between 7:30 and 8:30. It's about a 45-minute experience. So if you get on at 7:30, you'll be off by about 8:15. And then that's when the skies, as I said, all lit up and lovely. So would you like me to book that in for you? Perfect. I'll book that in for 8. So a bit sort of smack bang in the middle. And we do have a few more off the beaten trail things for you. So there is a zoo on the outskirts of town that is very reasonably priced, and you'll spend a lot of time there. The average time spent there is about 5 to 6 hours because there's so much to see, and it's only in euros. I think it's about 12 euros, which is a very, very good deal. Are you into animals and things like that? Because they have polar bears, they have red pandas, they have such a variety. Is that something that might interest you? No, that's perfectly fine. That's understandable. I know there are zoos everywhere. But that's always a good thing that I recommend when you come here, because I'm a big fan of the zoos. And then also there is a Old Town walking tour, which is where you will meet a guide. You can have a private tour with just the two of you, or you can always sign on to a group tour if it's just one of you. And obviously you're mixing with a group. You can book a private tour for one person if that's what you wish, but obviously that's a little more costly. But the private tour route is a walking tour, so they'll take you around all the major landmarks in the old town, the clock tower, any notable buildings that either someone lived in or that were built by a certain person, the Old Town Bridge, which is very famous all around. And this is a bridge that also has a little bit of history from a band in the 80s that took a picture on it for one of their album covers. And then you'll see a lot of people there taking the same picture with other people, trying to recreate that. As well as that, you do have a few interesting towers and castles and museums lingering around the town. Obviously these tours won't take you in the museums, but they'll make you aware of them, because then you may want to go to them later on in your own time. So the private tour works out as about 40 euros per person, because obviously that's a more intimate sort of tour, so it's going to be a little bit more money. But if you wish to join a group, that is only 10 euros, because obviously there's more of you paying for that. Would you prefer... No, the group tour is completely fine. That's the option most people go with, because I don't think it really takes away from the experience. You still get to hear all the lovely facts and learn about the history, and it's a little bit cheaper than the private tour, which sometimes I think can be a little bit more awkward because you feel more obliged to talk instead of just sort of taking in what's going on. And then the final sort of bit of entertainment slash activity we offer, what we team up with the local authorities for, is a trip up a tower. It's a very small version of the Eiffel Tower, which is obviously in France, but this tower is the same height as the Eiffel Tower, but that's only due to it being on top of a hill. So it gives it, obviously not the illusion, but as it's higher up off the ground, the hill does a lot of the work of making it taller. It's only 299 steps to get to the top, so if you're happy to walk up that, I'd definitely recommend it, because you get incredible panoramic views of the city. You can see across to the more industrial sides of the city, the greener parts of the city, all the way down the river, as well as all the way over the old town, and see all the notable buildings across the city. So that's something that interests you. Again, that's very cheap. A lot of things here we offer you, we try not to break the bank. That's 12 euros again. Perfect. I'll book that in for you. I assume you do have your own activities booked as well, ready for your trip. That's fine. So what day would that suit you for the tower? I've got it ready to book. Later on today? No, that's perfect. And then that allows you to work around other bits as well for the next few days. So you've got your river tour this evening as well. So you've got all your new activities put in today, and then I assume you have the rest of the activities booked into your sightseeing for the rest of the week. Perfect. The only thing I haven't quite finished yet, sorry, was that group tour. What day would you like that? And a rough time? So would you like that in the morning? Would you like a sort of midday one? I would recommend welcome in the morning because obviously there's going to be less. I think there's going to be less people on the tour because people don't like to get up that early when they're on holiday, and also the city is a lot quieter, so you get to see the sights sort of uninterrupted. Perfect. I'll wait for you now. Like that tomorrow morning, or would you like that on your third morning? Third morning. Perfect. That's fine. So we booked you in for the tower viewing. We booked you in for the group tour of the city, and we've all booked you in for an evening cruise this evening, which I'd say is a magnificent way to see the city. So if that's everything from the activities, there's only one other thing I'd like to offer you to get your ideas on before we move on and let you go into your room, and that is, would you like to book any of your dinners, your nights in the evening rooftop bar? Because it is a lovely setting up there. Again, you can see across the whole town. We do have live music up there, nothing too rowdy, some light jazz. So it's a nice background music, but you're not too disturbed by it. You can still eat your dinner, talk to people, really take in the culture without having too much sort of noise in your way. We do serve a range of food up there, so we do serve local dishes, but we also do serve some more worldwide dishes that people eat. So you don't have to worry about something not being up there to suit you. But we do have a menu, and there is a menu available in your room when you get there if you'd rather just wait to book that in. Because as I said, you're more than welcome. There's going to be space. We do get quite booked up, but there is a special list for guests to get in. So it's not the fact we don't want to disrespect our guests by getting booked up when they're staying here from people who do not stay here. So there is always some tables kept aside for guests if they wish to go up and visit for a meal. Would you like to book that in now, or are you happy to leave that till you go up to your room and have a little look at the menu first so you're not committing to anything? No, perfectly fine. That's exactly what I would do. So, now that you're checked in, the technology we use here is a app on your phone. So it's effectively you log into the app. All you've got to do is put the app to the door handle, the little black surface on the door handle, and it should let you into your room. You're on floor 21, and you'll be staying in room, what does that say here? Room 510. As I said, you've now been upgraded to a suite, so I hope you enjoy your stay. If there's anything you need throughout your stay, I'll be here most days until about 10 PM is when I finish my shift, but my colleagues will be here if I'm not here to support you with anything. Feel free to ring down or drop down and let us know if there's anything else you'd like help with, or any information, or if there's anything wrong with the room, and we'll be more than willing to help you. But I hope you enjoy your stay. I hope your room is to your satisfaction, and I hope to see you soon.